Derwin Baker. Hi, Dutch. Do you know if there's any issues between Carlos Colon and Jose Gonzalez? I've been seeing videos on YouTube where Gonzalez talks about falling out with Colon. Have a blessed day.
Oh, yeah, there were a lot of issues between them because the Invader, at one point, he didn't own any of the company, I don't think. But him and Carlos used to butt heads over the booking of it. And where I didn't like Invader's booking, I didn't much like Invader because he was actually, he thought he was more important than what he was, and wasn't hesitant about showing you that, you know, he had the power and you didn't. Yeah, I never much liked even being around him or following his booking because his booking didn't even make sense to me. I never sat down and had a logical, like, thoughtful conversation about booking because I don't think he would have followed it anyway. But I had a match with him one night, and the security in Puerto Rico at the time was horrible. People would throw stuff at you. I mean, sling it. Because baseball is like a national sport there. They have three things that are national sports: cockfighting, baseball, politics, and wrestling. At voting time, they're all out in the streets, and they're all fighting, punching each other, hitting, throwing things at each other. It's the damnedest thing you ever saw. But one night I had a match with him in some small ass downtown, and they started throwing things, and a piece of, I don't know, I want to say it's like shattered glass, like windshield glass, hit me. And I said, screw this. And I left the ring. Oh, the next night, the Invader was coming dressed to him. Hey, amigo, why you leave the ring last night? Blah, 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 blah. Because he was going to beat me. And when I left, they just had to count me out. He didn't like that. And I told him, I said, well, let me tell you one thing. And I stood up to him. The last time he ever charged at me, I said, I'm not standing in the ring and being a target for these guys. And I said, I don't know why you're not siding with me, because it could have as easily have hit you. So I'm not doing it. So if you think, I said, I don't know why you didn't get out on the mic and tell people not to throw stuff, because you'd have to tell them in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. So
would they have listened to him?
But did it? Oh, they would have listened to him because he was like a national hero there. He was on TV there for 10 years. That's why he wasn't convicted of the Brody murder, because the people thought they knew him. And I've talked about this before on the show. And they thought that Brody was bullying him and he had every right to defend himself, even though that he took the knife into the shower with him.
And invited him into the shower cubicle as well.
Invited him in there. And I have written, did I send you that story I wrote?
Yeah.
Well,
is this for the upcoming third
I've thought about it for years and years and years. And my initial thoughts were, I don't think that Invader had intended or had the intent to kill Brody. But now thinking back on it, I think he did. And it's taken me, I don't know how long, 30-something years to come to that revelation. But I do think he maybe not intended to really kill him, but to really hurt him. And he hurt him badly, and he killed him. So
I think
that's why when they had the trial, the jury only deliberated for like less than an hour. Then they came back and gave their verdict not guilty. That meant that all 12 jurors on that jury voted that he wasn't guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
We think I think we'll probably do a full episode on Bruiser Brody. Someone emailed me not too long ago saying it was next month will be 35 years. Since the murder, so we'll probably do something to coincide with that. As far as Invader goes, purely from a workmanship perspective, what was Invader like to wrestle?
Shits. Oh, you want him to sell, and he didn't want to. He would always kick out at 1 early in the match, and then later, he never would kick out at 2.5. Oh no. He would always kick out at like 1.5 because he had to always show the fans that he still had that strength to do it. And people have told me that, even Puerto Ricans have told me that he spoke Spanish horribly. He was like for American people, he spoke English like maybe coal miners in West Virginia speak English, or people in the deep South speak English, because he spoke it in a country accent, which made him sound, they said, stupid. I don't know how it made him sound, but even listening to it, and I didn't even understand Spanish. It didn't have a cadence to it, kind of. But, and he would always hold that fist up, and the punch, the puñe, whatever he called it. So, but I never liked to work with him because it was going to either be his way or no way. So, and most of the time when I went back to book right before I went to IWA, I sent him a finish one night. It was TV. I sent him a finish one night. I give it to the referee, and he took it over, and the referee come back about 10 minutes. He said, Dutch, I give finish to Invader. He say no. He said, what? He say no, give another finish. I went, well, okay. Hey, it's like my first TV there. So in the just trying to get along, I send him another finish, which ends up in the same way, just a different way. And the referee comes back in about 10 minutes and he says, I give Invader other finish. He said, no, give another finish. Well, this time I was pissed off. I was pissed off the first time. Second time, I'm really pissed off. I said, no, you take this to Invader. You tell Invader to give me a finish that ends up the same way, and we'll do that. But don't ever ask me to send you another finish, because I'm not doing it. So, and from that point on, I never figured Invader in anything. He was just always the first and second match every night. Of course, I'd put him over, but I put him in matches that didn't mean anything, because I wanted him to ask, what are you going to do with me? I need to do something. And it took about 2 months, because he's a damn hardhead. And he come to me one day and he says, Dutch, what do you want to do with me? I went, well, if you'll do business, I can do something with you. But when you sent those finishes back that night, I'm done. I was done with you. If you want to work, we can do something. If you don't, you're going to stay right where you are. And he never threatened me with going to Carlos. If he had, I said, well, go to Carlos. I don't give a crap. He wants to get rid of you anyway. I'll be just a way for him to dump you. But Invader, he drew a little money there, but he was more a pain in the ass than he was anything else.